I would say there are tremendous challenges in future. You need to understand, recognize and adapt yourself to it. Life will not be the same what it is today now, a few years hence. And the only thing which is certain is the change. I finished my 5 points, I will just cover it now. What is going to happen in the next 20 years? Life will be totally changed. You would all be married, you will have children who are there, grown up, going to school. You will tell them some stories which they won't believe that you are telling these stories. 20 years ago, I may tell you, mobiles, when the calls came on mobiles, it was paid calls. So you know, the receiving call on the mobile, you had to pay money. In today's environment, it's unimaginable. Why should a call be received and being paid for? But it was being paid for 20 years ago, 97, 98. A desktop computer, if it had 4 GB memory, it was considered out of the world. A 4 GB memory in a desktop was considered out of the world. There is an organization in UK called DCDC. If you Google, you will come to know, I forget the full name. In 2007, they had made an estimate, or rather analyzed what will happen till 2040. 2040 in terms of, I am talking about security environment, which was related to military. So one was reading that. I am sure there will be things happening in IT environment also, how things will happen 20 years hence. There will be somebody who would have probably written that. And you read that, you can't believe now, but you will realize that this is what is going to happen. So life is going to change actually. And like what I said, after every 7 years, the knowledge is doubling. So it's going to double actually here. And most important is, while we are part of this nation and we'll stay part of this nation, the nation has to move ahead. And if the nation doesn't develop, we as individuals are not likely to develop much unless the nation develops and becomes a developed country. We have to have an attitudinal change. Attitudinal change is very difficult to come. If you look at British legacy, they were colonial masters. Today, the British legacy, there's hardly a change. Probably some people who are in power are doing the same thing what is during the British times. I'll give you an example on this. I was on a course in London for 1 year as a brigadier, and there we had gone on a tour. For the breakfast in that hotel was costing £30. So the government used to pay for it, so most of us used to go and have breakfast there. Out of about 80 guys, there were 50 foreigners and 30 British chaps. So we used to go, all foreigners used to go and have breakfast there. A lot of British people would not have breakfast in the hotel. They were all service officers and senior officers. They would go to Starbucks, which was close by, and have breakfast there. So I used to wonder why they have gone there. So I asked, after 2 days, I asked that guy, I said, why aren't you not having breakfast here? Why are you going there? He says, yeah, here the breakfast is £30 and there the breakfast is £4. I just want to have a cup of coffee and a sandwich. I get it for £4. So why should I spend government's money for £30? And a lot of them would go there. Though some Britishers used to have food there, but they would go there. So look at this. Can we imagine in the Indian context, if I am entitled to some money, I will say that let me draw my full entitlement or full maximum from the government. Why should I let it go? Or why should I do savings for the government? The money saved is money earned actually, whether it's personal or it's government. So that is an attitudinal change which is not easy to come by. It has to be a kind of a wave which comes and it happens. So that attitudinal change, you need to have it in you and be flexible to understand what will happen.